What would happen to your company if disaster struck and an employee was to blame because he or she was under the influence of alcohol or drugs? Hispanic-owned businesses are growing 3 times the national average, and yet many of these companies lack access to resources to avoid serious problems that can ruin a company. One such serious concern to a business is alcohol or drug consumption by employees. And although it may seem like a harmless way to escape from one's daily routine, using alcohol, illicit drugs, or prescription drugs can come with serious risks and sometimes devastating consequences to that employee, his co-workers, and the community at large. Hi, I'm Titiki Felix, news anchor for Telemundo Chicago. Today, we're taking a close look at how alcohol and substance abuse can not only affect an individual, but also the workplace and the community. Whether you are the owner of a business or an employee, the next few minutes will help you realize the necessity for implementing a drug-free workplace policy and how doing nothing can put your company in serious danger. If you are a Hispanic business owner, your company represents achieving the American dream. And if you are an employee, your job represents a secure future and a better life for both you and your family. And yet, many business owners and employees go without addressing the serious problem of alcohol and substance abuse, a potential time bomb that can destroy the company. In 1988, Congress passed the Drug-Free Workplace Act. This law requires companies doing business with the federal government to initiate a drug-free workplace policy that sends a clear message that use of alcohol and drugs in the workplace is prohibited. But since this act applies only to companies doing business with the federal government, small to medium-sized businesses have seen little need to implement a drug-free policy, a perception that is simply not true. Did you know? 77% of drug users and 90% of alcoholics are employed. And these employees cost companies an average of $7,000 to $25,000 a year by filing workers' compensation claims, medical claims, being absent and tardy, and causing accidents. Not convinced that your company needs a drug-free workplace policy? See if you can answer this question. A co-worker drinks heavily on the weekend and he justifies his binge drinking by saying that the weekends are his time to do whatever he wants to do. How many days can your thinking be impaired by 1 day of heavy drinking? 2 days? 5 days? 10 days? 30 days? Studies show that alcohol abuse does lasting damage, affecting 95% of the organs in your body, including your perception and ability to make sound judgments. And what if your safety depended on that individual's actions? 1 out of 7 employees use alcohol or drugs, but all employees can be affected by that one individual's alcohol or substance abuse. Here are some of the consequences of working with an alcohol or drug abuser. Alcohol or substance abusers can be physically and mentally impaired while on the job, causing a slowdown and leaving the rest of the workforce to do more because of their weakened condition. Did you know? Alcohol or substance abusers are 33% less productive and 10 times more likely to miss work, leaving their co-workers to complete their job. And of most concern are the unnecessary accidents that an alcohol or drug abuser causes because of their distorted perception. 1 in 6 workplace deaths and 1 in 4 workplace injuries involve drugs or alcohol use. Regardless if your company has a drug-free workplace policy or not, don't look away. As an employee, you have an obligation to your co-workers to look out for their safety. When you cover up for substance abusers, lend them money, or help them conceal poor work performance, you are protecting them from the consequences of their behavior. You are making it possible for them to continue abusing drugs or alcohol. If you suspect alcohol or drug use, you should pass the word to a supervisor or to security or human resources personnel. This information can be confidential. A drug-free workplace program helps a company in preventing, detecting, and dealing with substance abusers. Did you know? As a business owner, you and your company are liable for the actions of your employees in the workplace. Without a drug-free workplace policy to protect you and your business, you may find yourself one day in front of a judge fighting to keep your company and your personal assets because of a serious accident caused by one of your employees who was under the influence of drugs or alcohol while at work. And even more important, your failure to protect your employees and the community from alcohol or drug users can also lead to jail time, depending upon the severity of the accident. Here are the steps needed to implement a drug-free workplace policy. A drug-free workplace policy is a written statement that outlines a company's goals, rules, and consequences. Not all drug-free policies are the same and will vary depending on your type of business. Supervisor training teaches supervisors, managers, and foremen to enforce a policy you create and helps them to recognize and deal with employees who have problems stemming from substance abuse. Employee training provides employees with the information that they need to understand, participate in, and benefit from. The Employee Assistance Program offers free, confidential services to help employees resolve personal and workplace problems such as alcohol and drug abuse. Drug testing policies must clearly state who will be tested, when and how these tests will be conducted, which drugs will be tested, and the consequences of a positive test. To learn more, call the Illinois Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. They can walk you through the steps in developing and implementing a drug-free workplace policy. Thank you for joining us today and learning about the need to create a substance-free workplace. Remember, a substance-free workplace is no accident. Stay safe.